A lot of lessons about preparation from Hurricane Katrina, but Jonathan, I'm wondering what else do you draw from your time working on that storm? Is there a lesson you learned as a meteorologist that you've taken with you to other storms and in other moments of forecasting?
Well, I think one of the key lessons is exactly what we did in that scenario, which is we reserve the strongest language, the most urgent language for those highest echelon threats, the ones that are the really serious situations where we're concerned about such widespread destruction and so many lives at risk. And we are very careful with how we deploy that language when we talk about 50 to 75% of the city underwater. And again, as I mentioned, we were criticized for doing that at the time. In fact, it became a news story that we were calling for such a catastrophe in the New Orleans area, which I argue actually helped people better prepare and drove even more awareness of it. And I remember our team of expert meteorologists being on the air with many national networks at the time, and anchors going, "How could you be saying that?" And we explained why we were so concerned about that. We know what we only use that language in the most dire of circumstances, and we wanted people to be best prepared, and that's why we use that language. We've also used similar language, such strongly worded language, in other scenarios. I remember during Hurricane Ian, in the days before Hurricane Ian made landfall in southwestern Florida in 2022, we used language around how dire a threat was being faced in that area as a result of storm surge. We called for a catastrophic storm surge. We called for 16 to 20 feet of water in Fort Myers Beach and surrounding areas where the government and other sources were calling for less than that. So we were stressing how dangerous that was going to be for people in those areas. And of course, last year we used such strong language inland as it related to Hurricane Helene, talking about I'd never used language before in my career, talking about informing people in the mountains of eastern Tennessee and western North Carolina in particular, that they could live in a community their entire life and not see high water rising so rapidly in some of the places that we were forecasting that to occur, and that some communities would be essentially cut off due to the severe flooding that was going to be occurring. And so we've used that language from time to time in the major events. We're so careful about doing that because we have to reserve that for those highest priority situations. But it's our job to paint the best picture of what a storm impacts are going to look like in any particular area so that people can be best prepared and to stay safer. And we know from AccuWeather customers and AccuWeather users, they've told us so many times over the years that that language has helped save their life or save the life of family members, ensuring that people are best prepared. So again, this is another reminder of the language is so important, and that's why we spend so much time not only concerned about the forecast and getting every detail of that correct with our team of over 100 expert meteorologists, but how we're going to best communicate it so that ultimately people and businesses can stay safer and make the best decisions. That's what we do here at AccuWeather.